we've gone through Starehe and left Starehe realizing the value that Starehe provides to those individuals who have gone through Starehe, and therefore will want to see that Starehe lives into perpetuity.
Raymond is the chairman of the Old Starehean Society, representing old boys, a lot of whom hold similar sentiments about their alma mater. For him and many others, the school made them what they are today.
Right from its foundation in 1959, Starehe relied on sponsors to meet almost its entire budget.
With the establishment of the Old Boys Endowment Fund, now called the Griffin Memorial Endowment Trust Fund or GMET Fund, the school could now have a reliable source of funds to finance it and further cushion it from any risks that can be caused by sponsors cutting off their donations.
Our founder, Dr. Jeffrey Griffin, began to explore the possibility of an endowment fund which would move us away from the rather unreliable, not very predictable, even slightly undependable sponsorship approach.
The same model also finances the Starehe Girls Centre, which was started in 2005 by the late Dr. Griffin. The fund is run by trustees who hand over the income to the two schools.
It's the interest that this money earns which is then used to support the child.
Usually you contribute $1 million, and that's an endowment fund for one girl or one boy throughout the rest of the Starehe Girls, Starehe Boys schools.
The endowment fund proved to be a brilliant and sustainable solution for the institution. But what is an endowment fund and how does it work?
Those donations have to be put somewhere so that they can also give a return, so that the initial principal amount that is given by specific donors does really generate a form of income that can go into supporting initiatives.
The way it works is that a benefactor makes an endowment or part of an endowment. They give this money to the school. That money itself is not used by the school, but is invested in an appropriate investment like government paper or fixed deposits or some other low-risk investment that will not cause us to lose this money.
To put it simply, it's an investment that keeps on giving. In the case of Starehe, the value of an endowment is equivalent to 1 million Kenya shillings, and with that one-off donation, the endower or donor guarantees a place for a child in the school forever.
Most institutions have what we call investment committees. They are the ones that decide where the funds are to be invested. If you're putting in 1 million as a donation to a specific organization, you expect that 1 million not to erode. So definitely they have to be flexible, yes, in terms of investment, but they must put in the money where it's going to generate incomes that will sustain the objective that the institution is looking at.
Investing or managing the money in the fund properly is one of the most important steps in ensuring that you build a forever fund.
The unit trust is one of the vehicles that institutions that run endowment funds can invest into. If you're looking at putting endowment funds in a safe haven, the money market in a unit trust would be the best bet. Yeah. The other vehicles are bonds, treasury bonds. These are some of the assets that are basically financial tools that give a guaranteed return. And that's another way that endowment funds can be put into use.
But there are challenges that one needs to be aware of, like inflation, because 1 million shillings today doesn't have the same value as it would in the years to come. And so it's important to cushion the fund from being eroded by inflation.
The best way to avoid inflation is basically to pool funds and put them probably in one vehicle, rather than putting them in several vehicles where you reduce your margins, you reduce your negotiation ability in terms of the returns. If you pull in funds in a big way, you can negotiate for better returns from fund managers, which in return can cushion the endowment fund from inflation effects.
Endowment funds are quite popular among global academic institutions like Yale, Harvard, and Princeton universities. But although such funds aren't that popular locally, There are some education institutions like Alliance High School, Kianda School and USIU who have adopted this model to ensure that they have the financial support they need to operate and support their students. Starehe's GMET fund hopes to grow in the same manner as others in the world. According to Forbes, the richest 5 endowment funds for learning institutions are located in the United States. They are Harvard University at $36.45 billion, Yale University at $25.57 billion, University of Texas System $24.08 billion, Princeton at $22.72 billion, and Stanford University at $22.22 billion. So far, Starehe's GMET fund has 200 million shillings with a target of 2 billion shillings.
Our endowment fund right now can provide support for just about 200 children each year.
We want to take advantage of the celebrations of Starehe at 60 to try and ambitiously increase our fund from 200 to 600 million by end of 2019.
What happens then is that every year there will definitely be a child in Starehe that is supported through that donation.